Members of the Board of Trustees of Holy Family University, honored guests, students, parents, spouses, and friends. I'm more than thrilled to introduce Holy Family University's Chairman Emeritus Dennis J. Colgan to receive the Doctor of Humane Letters degree honoris causa for his decades of entrepreneurship and visionary business leadership, as well as his exemplary volunteerism and caring philanthropy. I had the honor of interviewing Mr. Colgan and other outstanding business and community leaders who knew him well in preparation for a video that featured him as our corporate leadership awardee in 1996 when he was president of Barthco International Incorporated, the international logistics firm he established in Philadelphia in 1970. Under his leadership, Barthco became one of the largest privately held firms of its kind in the U.S. when it was sold in 2006. He was described in the Scholarship Ball video in 1996 as a quiet but very insightful leader whose judgment was sought at board meetings and among powerful change agents contemplating expensive ventures related to the railroads, fast ships, and the Port of Philadelphia. While others made the headlines, his was a behind-the-scenes presence that guided others to balance daring with caution. His motive was always the good of all, especially the benefits to the Philadelphia that he loves. Following that scholarship ball, Dennis became a Holy Family University trustee and served in that capacity for 20 years, 10 years of which he was chair of the board. He helped to steward the university through years of expansion and also survived the challenges of the economic fall that affected all of business beginning in 2008. Staying on through the transition to a new president of the university, he has endeared himself to all through his wise counsel and strong support. He and his wife, Gerardine, have been consistent major donors. They also have funded two special works of art. One is the bronze sculpture of Jesus teaching students outside the Stevenson Lane residence. The other is the commissioned portrait of Sister Francesca in the lobby of the Education and Technology Center, which bears her name. Dennis and Jerry have not forgotten their roots. Growing up in Kensington and a graduate of North Catholic, where he excelled in his favorite subject, hooky, he has never forgotten what a struggle it was to focus on his studies. And Chairman Shushevitz claims that he's the one who got Dennis through high school. But Dennis went on to earn a bachelor's from Temple without Tony's help. One year when Dennis asked his wife what gift he could give her for a special occasion, instead of a piece of jewelry or something personal, she said she would rather have a scholarship in her name. He established the Gerardine Colgan Endowed Scholarship at Holy Family, and it is restricted to a graduate of Little Flower, her alma mater. The recipient must have financial need and show moderate academic achievement, but great promise of success. This helps a C+ student rather than someone with a high GPA. While the impact on Holy Family has been great, Dennis's personal involvement as a volunteer leader and philanthropist has benefited many other nonprofit organizations, including the Philadelphia Maritime Museum, the Chapel of the Four Chaplains, Boy Scouts of America, Nazareth Hospital, and many others. His service as a trustee includes the New Jersey State Aquarium and, dear to his heart, Seamen's Church Institute in Philadelphia. He has staunchly supported his Catholic parish and other Catholic causes, living the faith that he so cherishes. He also is a past president of the Philadelphia Customs, Brokers, and Forwarders Association because of his expertise as an import specialist for the U.S. Customs Service and licensed custom broker. Never one to seek recognition, he nevertheless was singled out by Ernst & Young as an Entrepreneur of the Year, the Ports of Philadelphia Maritime Society as Man of the Year, and has received the Boy Scout of America Scout Mariner Award. Today, he continues as a board member of the Philadelphia Beltline Railroad and owns a real estate company in New Jersey, continuing to express his entrepreneurship. While he walks softly, his footprint is huge. Dennis embodies our university tagline, the value of family, and you can read more about his family on page 20 in your program. It is my honor to present Mr. Colgan for the honorary degree.
I am pleased to accept the candidate, Dennis J. Colgan, for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa, and hereby admit him to all the honors, rights, and privileges pertaining to this degree.
I'm really honored to receive this recognition. Thank you, Sister Maureen McGarity, President, trustees, faculty, my fellow recipient, Dr. Audrey Evans, and of course you, the graduating class of 2018. For the past 20 years, I've been sitting up here on the stage, watching classes graduate and experiencing their joy. For 10 of those years as chairman, I had the privilege of shaking each graduate's hand. There's one thing I know, and that is the last thing you want to do is sit here and listen to a long speech. So it's going to be brief. But it's a tradition for the honoree to convey their thoughts on what they believe is very important for your future. First of all, I wanted to relate to you my upbringing, since I'm sure some of you come up from a very similar situation. I was born and raised in Kensington. My father worked on the PTC, which is now called SEPTA. He only went to the 3rd grade, but he was a brilliant and wonderful man. I have been very successful in life. I built a great company with great people and enjoyed all the rewards and benefits that came from that success. But most of all, I experienced happiness. I have been married to a wonderful lady for 57 years. And have been surrounded by a loving family since my childhood. Since my message to you is everyone's goal in life should be to strive for happiness. Happiness is not a good time or party. Happiness is based on contentment with your life. In order to achieve that, you have to have a foundation. Just like anything that you build, you need a strong foundation. In human beings, since we're Homo sapiens, we're pack animals, in my opinion, we need 3 things. First, we must love and respect ourselves. This is extremely important and often overlooked. But you must live an honest and honorable life to respect yourself. We all have what is known as a conscience. We know what is right and wrong instinctively. If we follow our instincts to be right and to do good, we can always respect ourselves. Second, since we're pack animals, we must experience a strong feeling of belonging. The best way to achieve this, although there are other ways, is through family. Family provides a strong support system for a person to help them weather the challenges and adversities that we all experience. Like all living things, including plants, if you don't have deep roots, you will be more vulnerable to adversarial conditions. If you're a tree, it could be a strong wind. If you're a human, it could be the death of a child or a divorce. I can't overemphasize the importance of family. There seems today to be too much reliance on government to meet these needs. Lastly, Western civilization produced a sociological change which has been adopted by other civilizations throughout the world, which we can summarize in the word progress. I believe this word first appeared in the English language sometime in the 1600s. But what it meant was revolutionary to society. It meant that it was possible to accept change in one's status, so that if your father and mother were farmers, you might become a merchant. This idea of progressing became integral to Western civilization. So if you have goals in life, such as you're talented in areas like art or music, you know what to strive to accomplish those goals. But most of us are not so lucky to have inherent talents. If we do not set goals for ourselves, society will set them for us, which normally are material: a bigger house, a nicer car, promotion at work. So to summarize, if you have these three fundamental building blocks, love of self, strong family, you're experiencing progress in your life, you won't necessarily be happy, but you will have the ability to achieve happiness. So today, just go home, celebrate, have a good time, and hopefully life will give you the opportunity to be happy.